I fell in love too fast and got my heart broken. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 7 zodiac signs that fall in love too easily and sometimes get their heart broken. Okay? Or get their hearts broken, alright? If you're a first time watcher, I have my notes on my phone right here, so if I look down a few times, that's why. It's mainly just the signs, so I don't forget them, because that's the most important part, right? Otherwise, I just go off the top of my head. Anyways, if you're a first time watcher, I'm Lamar Townsend. I'm a natural intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, psychic tarot reader, and I appreciate you so much for watching. I would love to do a personal, private, confidential tarot reading for you. Please contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading or birth chart reading, okay? I would love to do a reading for you at lamartownsendtarot.com. You can purchase your reading directly from my website. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend, like me on Facebook, facebook.com/LamarTownsendOfficial. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification button so you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. And thanks for your support, okay? I really appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into the 7 signs most likely to fall in love, or that fall in love too easily, alright? The 7 zodiac signs that I'm talking about are Libra, Gemini, Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, and Pisces. I said them all, and I didn't have to look down except for after, alright? Yes, let's start with Libra. Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus is all about love, passion, romance, finding your soulmate, your partner, your other half, so to speak. But we should know that, other halves aren't realistic, okay? We're two whole people coming together to make a relationship work, right? All right. So with that Venetian energy, Libra is destined to go find their partner, their love, the love of their life, okay? Which tends to get Libra, in their heart broken often, all right? And I can say this because I'm a Libra moon, all right? So I know what I'm talking about, all right? Also, Libras have a tendency to fall very easily, too easily, for people that are, like, very toxic for them sometimes, not good for them, all right? People who don't value them or appreciate them. People who tend to imbalance their scales. So that's because Libras tend to look outwardly, especially in terms of love and romance, for people to balance their scales, when really Libras, we should be focusing on balancing our scales, our own selves, within, right? So Libras have a tendency to fall in love too easily. They're just natural romantics at heart. It just is what it is, alright? Gemini. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and Mercury rules the mind, intellect, communication, and things of that nature, okay? Also traveling. So Geminis like excitement. They love someone, who's intelligent, who knows a little bit about everything, who is able to teach them things, and vice versa, right? A Gemini loves someone who can keep up with them mentally and physically even, right? Geminis can be very active people as well. So when a Gemini finds someone that they just connect with mentally and, physically, as well, and they just vibe really well with them, Geminis can tend to fall very, very easily. And it's that connection, Geminis crave connections, and that's that air sign quality. Air signs love connecting with people. They love communicating with people and expressing their ideas and such, especially Geminis, all right? So when they find someone who, excites them and makes them happy and, enthuses them, teaches them, to Gemini, that person's a keeper, right? Sometimes, though, that person doesn't want to be kept. And it can be hard for Gemini to let go, right? Geminis can sometimes be prone to having freeloaders, right? Which deals with self-worthiness, right? And wanting and believing, well, not believe, I guess believing, what do I want to say? Having the ability to express yourself without embarrassment, without fear of judgment, is something that Geminis can struggle with. So when they find someone that they can just be themselves with, whether they snort when they laugh, whether they stutter when they get excited, you know, whether they sometimes drink their water too fast and, spit it up, like just moments, Gemini has in their life where it's just like, oh my gosh, if someone saw this, I'd be so embarrassed. But this is me, I'm behind closed doors. Like those moments, when a Gemini, has those moments where they can, be themselves with someone else, like it's hard for Gemini to let go, right? So Geminis can be prone to falling too easily, right? Where do I want to go next? Leo, I think, is where I want to go next. Leo. Leos are ruled by the sun, and the sun deals with life purpose, the ego, appearance, and things of that nature, self-confidence, right? Leos are naturally, for the most part, very confident people, very bubbly people, jovial people, and very dedicated people, very devoted people as well. Leos love to be pampered too. So when Leo finds someone that they, can pamper, and someone who pampers them, and when they find someone who empowers them, and makes them feel even better about themselves and helps the Leo to see, the beauty in their faults and things of that nature, and to strengthen their inner power, their inner strength, their belief in themselves. Someone who, ignites their vigor, like Leo's gonna fall very easily for that person. But the thing about Leo is that they're not gonna let you know quite so soon or quite so forwardly that they're falling, right? It's not until a Leo's finally hit the bottom of the barrel that, Leo's like, oh my gosh, some Leos, it's like, oh my gosh, I've fallen and I literally can't get up. Like it's like when a Leo falls hard, right? And that's why it can sometimes be hard for Leos to move on sometimes, right? Because it's like, wow, like I let my guard down, you know, I took my suit of armor, my suit of self-confidence armor off with this person, and I showed them my vulnerabilities and my faults, and my, my bad traits that I think they're bad traits, but really they're not bad traits. They're just traits I'm not comfortable with. And this person taught me and allowed me to be comfortable with them, and you just rip this person away from my life? Are you serious? Like, it can just be hard for Leo to move on. Leos are really prone to, like, keeping attachments with their exes, too. Like, Leos don't maybe fall so easily as much as a lot of the other signs on here, but when a Leo falls hard, right? So, these are one of the reasons why some of the reasons why Leo tends to fall hard in love, right? Underneath all that fiery Leo, the lion energy, is a soft, tender cat that needs to be loved and pampered. And, that's what a Leo is. Cancer. Cancer the crab. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And the moon deals with mother energy, nurturing energy, the home, family, kids, things of that nature. Cancer can be a moody sign, but Cancer can definitely be a loving sign. Cancers need love. Cancers need the type of love where they can bring you home to their family, and you can blend in with their family, and they can, at the same time when, everyone goes to bed, they can take you back to their lair with their claws and just have their way with you. Like how a Cancer is. You know what I'm saying? So when a Cancer brings you into their home, their oasis, their space, you know, in such a manner. It's so hard for Cancer to let go, right? Because Cancer's home is their heart. All right, the phrase, the home is where the heart is so true for a Cancer. Very true for a Cancer, right? So when a Cancer brings someone, whether it be a friend, you know what I'm saying, a stranger. Hopefully, Cancers, you're not bringing strangers into your home, okay? I mean, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, all right. Some people are crazy out there, but you know that already. Because you tend to be a paranoid sign too sometimes. Suspicious, just very intuitive. Like you base things off your feelings. So like I get it. But Cancers, you can tell I lost my train of thought, right? Cancers can be prone to being very, very attached to people. When a Cancer brings someone in to their home, whether it be, friend, family, especially a love partner, a romantic partner, and that person, turns out to betray them or what have you, that's like a blow to the stomach for a Cancer, right? Very hard to let go of, a Cancer when it comes to exes. Cancers are very, very emotional people as well, very intuitive. Probably other than Pisces, Cancer is probably the most emotional sign in the zodiac, I think. Although it does have a few runner ups that aren't water signs, I do have to say, but that's a different story. All right, these are the reasons why Cancer would is the most likely to fall easily, too fast, too easily in love. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which rules spirituality, mysticism, illusion, fears as well, music. Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, which rules higher learning, education, morality, things of that nature, values. So Pisces are very, mystical, metaphysical, spiritual people by nature, right? So when they have someone that they can talk abstract ideas, abstract concepts with, you know, like spirituality, and metaphysics, and things of that nature. When a Pisces finds someone that fits their dreamy quality of an ideal partner, because Pisces can sometimes be very dreamy and a little bit idealistic. But also when a Pisces finds a partner that's a little bit grounded too and helps, bring them back down to earth in a gentle way, right? Because Pisces are very gentle creatures, we have to remember, right? It's very hard for Pisces are attracted to, people that are a little quirky and um, unconventional, but they're also attracted to grounded and strong people at the same time where they feel protected, right? So when they find that type of person, it's hard for, Pisces to let go of that person because that person kind of teaches Pisces to be strong, and to have conviction and have, be grounded as well. Um, it can be hard for Pisces to let go of that person, right? Also, Pisces can be prone to, being once again idealistic and having like not to, maybe deluding themselves. I want to say there's a better word for deluding, but like in this context, but Pisces can be prone to exaggeration of the past sometimes and viewing the past and past exes and past relationships like looking at only the good parts, only the highs, and not really paying attention to the lows because it's too hurtful, too painful to look at, right? Um, But Pisces are also very emotionally intuitive people as well. So they naturally connect to people with people on an emotionally intuitive level. So, with having such a power, it's hard to let go because you attach to people so easily, right? So one thing Pisces and Cancer have in common is just attaching to people too easily, which of course, causes you sometimes to fall in love too easily, right? So these are some of the reasons why Pisces would be most likely to fall in love. We're getting, almost to the end here, you guys. Virgo, I've tussled with putting on this list, but I decided to put Virgo on this list because of this one fact about you guys, okay, that I figured out in my head, alright, because my head is, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain my head or my brain, but anyways, Virgos are ruled by Mercury, alright, and Mercury, as we've talked about with Gemini, deals with communication, the mind, intellect, blah blah blah, but whereas Gemini is an air sign, Virgo is an earth sign. Earth signs can sometimes struggle with expressing themselves. So, Virgos are very communicative, but more so inside of themselves. They can be communicative people, but only really with people that they feel comfortable with and trust, right? Virgos can tend to be shy, right? But the wonderful thing about, having relationships with that, Virgos, people that they trust and feel comfortable with being themselves with, is that, those types of relationships teach a Virgo to open up a little more and not be so shy, right? Getting to know a Virgo can be like cracking a peanut or a walnut or whatever. I'm allergic to nuts, so I don't know what the situation is, all right? But you understand what I'm saying, right? Virgos can definitely, be difficult to know, difficult to understand sometimes, right? But so when a Virgo opens up to someone and, allows someone to enter their mind to see kind of how their mind works, because you have to understand, this is how a Virgo expresses themselves. And maybe I understand this really clearly because I'm a Virgo rising, but this is how a Virgo expresses themselves. A Virgo's mind, as I've already said, is very active, as you can see clearly through this video, right? Just me being me. With being a Virgo rising, right? So Virgos have a very active mind, and as I said, they're an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn sun as well. It's interesting how I'm so expressive and good at expressing myself, but I think it's because I'm a Libra moon, and Libras tend to be expressive, very artistic kind of people. Also, my Mercury and Mars are in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius have no problem expressing themselves, okay, when necessary, right? Alright, well, anyways, that's a side note. Virgos have a very active mind, inner self. So they're an earth sign. They sometimes struggle with expressing themselves verbally. How a Virgo expresses themselves. One of the way a Virgo will express themselves, and one way to look at a Virgo's mind is to look at their house or their room and how they structure things around them and how they organize things around them, and just watch them, in their element, and watch them how they work. That's how you can understand a Virgo's mind. You're not going to really understand a Virgo's mind by interacting with them, by, reading between the lines. Okay, he said this, and when he said this, his body language said this, so he must be thinking, that's not how you're going to understand a Virgo. You have to, understand how a Virgo works, they work through organization, being methodical, you know what I'm saying? Having control over the things around them, that's what a Virgo needs to be balanced, right? So when a Virgo brings someone into their world, and shows you how their mind works, they're crazy, organized, sometimes ODD, ADD, ADHD mind, whatever the obsessive compulsive disorder one. Oh, I think I said that one, yeah. When they bring you into their space and show you the real them and not the fabricated, oh, kind of done up, sophisticated them, that they show to the public, it's hard for Virgo to let go, especially when they find someone that they can just be very open and communicative, and it's just like they suddenly have the gift of gab, where it's like most of the time Virgos can be just very standoffish, kind of quiet people, but when they find someone that they feel comfortable with, especially in the love context, they just become a totally different person, right? Which, you know, it can just be hard for a Virgo to let go sometimes, So these are some of the reasons why a Virgo would fall in love very easily. And last but not least, we have Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. We've already talked about Venus when we talked about Libra. Venus is about romance, friendship, passion, bond building, finding your soulmate, blah, 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 right? So Tauruses have a natural, innate, life purpose, so to speak, to find their soulmate, to find their other half. Soulmate in quotation marks, right? Because a soulmate isn't always, well, what's a good thing? But a soulmate doesn't always denote roses and gummy bears and rainbows, right? Soulmates can sometimes be hard work, right? But anyways, Tauruses are naturally very flirty. They're also an earth sign, so whereas Libra is an air sign and Taurus is an earth sign, Tauruses are very lavish people. So whereas Libra is going to be very flirty in terms of just communicating and body language and things of that nature, Taurus is going to flirt in terms of materialism, and I don't know, like complimenting, your skirt, the material of your skirt and how it, silhouettes your shape or something. Like that's how a Taurus, like, kind of, some of them how they flirt. Some of them are just straightforward, like you're beautiful, I want to take you on a date. I want to, like some Tauruses, but Tauruses can, interestingly enough, be prone a little bit to idealism as well in terms of partners and looking at their partners sometimes with rose-colored glasses. And it's not until a Taurus gets angry. Ooh, I feel bad for someone who is in the line of vision of an angry Taurus, because it's not pretty. But it's not until a Taurus gets angry that they take off the rose-colored glasses and see, the person for who they are in front of them, right? Sometimes, it's not until the Taurus takes off the rose-colored glasses that they see that the person standing in front of them isn't so pretty, actually. Maybe it's, the reason the person is so pretty is because the Taurus has dolled them up and lavished them in, fine silk, and taught them to be more sophisticated, through example, or just, through, telling them, hey, you need to be more sophisticated. Like, Tauruses are very devoted people. They want to, see people succeed, right? Especially people that they love. So when they bring someone into their world and devote their time and energies into them, and especially devote their time and energies into kind of glowing them up in a way, and taking them from one situation and putting them into a better situation, and then when that person leaves, oh no, Taurus is going to be pretty sad and upset, and we have to remember that Taurus's polar opposite sign is Scorpio, so they can sometimes be prone to seeking revenge, alright, which is why I say I would be afraid of being in the line of a Taurus, an angry Taurus, okay? But with that Venusian energy, Tauruses can just be prone naturally to, in their quest for love, getting let down. That's part of the game, isn't it? Kissing the frogs before you get to the whatever. I don't know what the, phrase is, you guys. Before you get to the prince or the princess, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Tauruses can be prone to that situation. So These are the 7 zodiac signs most likely to fall in love too easily, too fast, okay? Let me know what your opinions are on this video. I really appreciate you guys for listening and watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can't wait to hear from you for your own personal tarot reading or your own birth chart reading at lamartownsendtarot.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend and like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamar Townsend Official, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next video, okay? Thank you.